Share this with you. Check out this video just into News Nation here. It's police body cam footage from that massive explosion at a home in the Bronx in New York today. The police, knowing there were people inside, ran into the burning building where they found a woman trapped in the debris. One person died from this explosion and 8 others were injured, including 5 police officers. Mayor Eric Adams said a gas leak is being looked at as a possible cause of the explosion. An uptick in carjackings around the country has Americans on edge as crime continues to surge. In Chicago, a woman was carjacked twice in the same week. She literally had her car returned by police only to have it carjacked again. Meantime, in Philadelphia, legally armed drivers have taken matters into their own hands, shooting 3 would-be carjackers in separate incidents so far this year. In Seattle, though, a new equity policy bans police from certain kinds of traffic stops, like expired registration, no front license plates, or cracked windshields. Critics say it opens the door for even more car thefts. Our next guest is from Seattle, has his own radio show, Jason Rantz. It's great to have you again, Jason. Good to see you. What's the idea behind this policy? What's behind it? Why?
Well, the reason why they announced this, and by the way, they did this on the Friday before this past weekend, which meant they did it behind a 3-day weekend. And usually you hide important policies there that you think will be controversial. They did it over concerns of equity. The basic argument coming from the Seattle Inspector General, her name is Lisa Judge. She put out a memo last year around May that basically said when police pull over motorists, if they're black, they have a higher likelihood of being seriously injured and or killed. Now, there's no data to back that up in Seattle at all, but it goes with this national narrative around policing and the black community. When it was announced and put into place by the Seattle Police Department, they couched it around equity terms, suggesting that people who are low income are disproportionately impacted by these tickets that they might get because they can't afford them. Now, we kind of call it out because by that argument, then you wouldn't give out any tickets whatsoever. And it's the argument that goes behind trying to get rid of cash bail. Police are looking at this and saying this is ludicrous because, number one, we don't just randomly pull people over to push these laws forward. We are doing this very strategically when we suspect a car might be stolen. And we've seen a rash of those stolen cars here in Seattle.
So am I missing something, Jason, or was that actually part of the original plan, was to not pull cars over, period? And that in the end, then, this is a compromise?
Yeah, this is being positioned as a compromise. The Seattle Police Officers Guild, they push back against this plan to basically get rid of all traffic stops. The concern is that they're going to implement this and then say, well, it's been a success. Let's look at some of the data, not really present all the data because you can't when you're not pulling over people who are stealing cars. And they'll say, well, let's move forward again. And they believe that they're going to continue to lurch forward and lurch forward and lurch forward until we get to the point where we're at the original proposition, which was to ban all traffic stops across the board.
What's been the reaction in Seattle from people and the police union now moving forward, Jason?
Well, the people don't quite know that this is happening yet, because as I said, they announced this right before a 3-day weekend on a Friday afternoon. So it's not really gotten out there. The people who are aware of it are certainly scratching their heads and saying, that doesn't seem like a smart move, particularly in the context of the statewide laws that were passed last year by Democrats on policing. Because right now, you cannot detain a suspect under anything other than probable cause. And so not reasonable suspicion, which is, let's say you saw one of these instances where a license plate was missing, and even you had a bullet hole in the back of a windshield. Well, that's enough to pull someone over. You can't do that anymore in Washington state because there's no probable cause. So police are shining a giant spotlight on this, saying criminals are getting away with their behavior because of all these new laws.
What do they say is the answer?
They say actually allowing them to police. We've gone in the opposite direction in the last several years, where not only are we not allowing them to police, but when they are able to make arrests, we're not seeing any serious charges. So people who are committing like violent felonies, they're being put into restorative justice programs instead of actually getting put into jail. And while restorative justice programs can work and they have a place in this conversation, generally, when we're talking about some very serious crimes, including like driving a car in a drive-by, they're not working, and we're seeing the criminal continuously getting another chance and continuously recommitting some kind of criminal element.
Have things turned around at all there in Seattle, Jason? Because I know initially it was one of the cities at the forefront of defunding the police with the situation with the CHOP protest zone. But now I think there have been a couple of elections at least, right, that have tried to turn the tide on that. And they're now more efforting to refund the police.
It's kind of interesting here. They're not refunding the police in Seattle. In fact, they just cut more from the department. However, the voters in this last election, they put in place a Republican for Seattle City Attorney, the first Republican to citywide office in some 30 plus years. And she was running against someone who was an open abolitionist, who was saying she was not going to prosecute any crimes. Now, I don't know if the only reason we got a Republican in that case was because someone was so far to the left that even voters in Seattle rejected it. But we have one, and there's some high expectations for that role. And at the same time, we had one council member get elected to the council, a candidate to the council, who is a business owner, who's pro-police. She's still a Democrat, but she was up against someone who, again, was a socialist, an open abolitionist. So there's some course correction here, but that faction doesn't have the power yet in city government, so we're not expecting to see anything dramatic turnaround in the next year or so.
This new policy, is there a sunset aspect to it at all? Is it something they'll take a look at to see if it's working?
I imagine there's definitely not a sunset that's been built into it. I imagine they're constantly going to be looking at this and seeing the results. Again, though, my suspicion is, and this is the big fear, is that they're going to look at it with the intent of becoming more restrictive. And these policies have a tendency to spread. So they start in Seattle, but then all of a sudden you see them across the state and then soon in other states.
We'll see. Radio talk show host Jason Rantz, good to see you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
You too. On Balance with Leland Bittert.